to Crafty Little Things, and here we are with number 6 in our unusual or fun fold card series. And this one is quite it's quite intensive in that it uses, there's lots of cutting and measuring, and there's lots of cardstock and paper gets used in this one. So to start with, we need a 12 by 12, and I'm using Perfect Plum here, 12 by 12 cardstock. And then we need 7 pieces of Whisper White, which measure 5.5 by 4 3/4, and 6 pieces of DSP, which measure 4.5 by 5 1/8. Okay, so we're going to do some cutting first of all. So the first thing to do is to cut 1 5/8 off the end of one side of your sheet, your 12 by 12 sheet. So 1 5/8 is this mark here. Make sure you get that right and cut off that strip and put that to one side. You're not going to need it later. And so now on your 12-inch side, which is the side you just cut, you're going to mark at 6 inches. So pop that back in and just mark it at 6 inches. Give it a little nudge. And then what you're going to do is you're going to line that little nick up with the corner, bottom corner of your 12 by 12. Get that into your cutting groove and cut down, and then do the same the other way, so you end up with a nice big triangle. Sorry about the music in the background. I'm not sorry about it, actually, I quite like it. Well, I do like it, it's my music that's on. I've left it on in my office. So that's what we want to do for that one. Then we're going to do some scoring, but I'm going to cut the rest of the pieces first, so we end up with that nice big triangle. And now for our 7 pieces of white card, on the long side we're going to mark at 2 3/4. So there, we're going to just mark it there like we did with the other, and then we're just going to cut down from there to the bottom corner again and make triangles out of these pieces. And again, do it the other way around. There are other ways. You can just measure, rule and cut if you're not happy using your trimmer in this way. These pieces can be discarded and used to make another fantastic project. So I'm just going to do that again. And then we're going to do our DSP pieces, and what we're going to do with those is we're going to mark at 2 5/8. Oops, 2 5/8, and then we're going to do the same thing. So obviously it's going to be harder to see on. I think that's, ouch. It's just tearing it. Oh, that was painful. So 2 5/8. Then just check that they fit inside of those. Yeah, they do. So yeah, so carry on. so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to cut these 7 pieces. Now one of them doesn't need anything doing to it. The rest of them, take the long side, take one side and put at 1.5 on your scoreboard. So put it at the 1.5 mark and then cut that off. And then your little triangle that you've got left, cut 1/4 inch off that. And if you line it up on the right side, you'll find that easier to do. That 1/4 inch can be discarded, but keep these 2 pieces, okay? So 1.5, line it up. Use your grid lines here to keep you straight, and then cut off that very first little mark on this side of the scoreboard is your 1/4 inch. Is we're going to mark it at 1.25 inches instead of 1.5, and we're going to cut that down, and then we're going to cut 1/2 inch off the bottom. So that's the second mark, big mark on your and now we're going to take our pieces and put those to one side and get the scoreboard out and just do a little bit of work on this large triangle, which we're going to set to the side. And I still don't know where I've put my stylus. And what we're going to do is we're going to score it through at 5.25 on 7 on each side. So if you get your stylus into 5 and hold it still, 5.25 and 7 on each side. So 5.25 and 7. Oops. 7. 5.25 and 7. Okay, and that is all of our prep done, I think, more or less. So now what we want to be doing is we want to be folding this first fold. We want to fold in and burnish it, and this fold we want to fold out and burnish it. Okay, fold it in and fold it out. Fold it in and fold it out. And then our card will go like that, okay, when it's finished. So now we can start to assemble it. So if you get all your bits and bobs together, and then we can, and some glue or snail or whatever you want to use, or tape, we can start to assemble. I'm going to use a Tombow. I'm not going to do the centre one because I'm going to stamp the centre one. It's up to you if you want to stamp. It's up to you if you want to stamp it now or wait. I'm going to wait. So these pieces then go on here, and the DSP layers on top, okay? And it should fit. And then we do all sides on both sides, okay? So if we just crack on with that then. Her nice and central. I suppose I could have gone for Perfect Plum, but I am going to bring purple into it. To me it was just too bland to have nothing much on there. There we go. And then just hope I haven't got anything on the back there. And then I'm going to make a belly band, so that's going to go. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little tag on here saying celebrate, or so happy for you. And I'm going to be so happy for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of white that I've cut off, or a scrap or something. And I'm just going to use this lovely white sheer ribbon. I'm just going to bring it I might actually bring it around. That's gorgeous, and it needs to be undone and opened. It's just a really pretty card, and yeah, so thanks for joining me for that one. And I've got one more left for tomorrow, and I've got so many ideas that I might have to run into 8 or just leave one for a Valentine's card or something.